In a world full of noise, be silent. In a world full of excuses, be relentless. In a world full of parrots, talking loud, going nowhere, be the eagle. Because the eagle doesn't flap for attention. It soars in silence. It doesn't ask permission. It takes the sky when others fear the wind. If you want to rise above, you must learn to let go of the ground. Most people are afraid of being alone. But the eagle? It flies alone. Not with sparrows. Not with pigeons. Not with crows. Because altitude requires isolation. You're not meant to fit in. You're meant to rise. But you can't fly if you're chained to people who fear heights. The company you keep will make or break your destiny. You want to grow? Then outgrow your circle. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is walking away. The eagle can see a prey 5 kilometers away. It doesn't blink. It doesn't flinch. It doesn't chase distractions. What's your vision? Are you focused? Or are you getting pulled by every shiny object, every trending sound, every opinion that isn't yours? Eagles don't panic in storms. Because they know what they came for. If you don't hold the vision, the world will give you 100 reasons to quit. But if your mind is locked in on a target, there's not a storm on this planet that can stop you. Eagles don't measure the size of the prey. They strike anyway. You keep waiting to feel ready. You keep hesitating at the edge. You keep telling yourself, maybe when I feel braver. Maybe when I feel stronger. But bravery isn't the absence of fear. It's doing what you must in spite of it. Fear will visit you. Let it. Then keep moving. Because every time you do, you rewrite the story your mind tells you about who you are. The eagle doesn't hide from the storm. It waits for it. It uses the wind to rise. You were taught to run from discomfort. But growth doesn't live in safety. It lives in the eye of the storm. Most people break when things get hard. But you were made to break limits. When the winds rage and the world hides, you take flight. Because the higher you rise, the smaller your problems look. The storm isn't your enemy. It's your ladder. Eagles never eat what they didn't kill. They don't feed on the leftovers. They don't feast on yesterday. But you keep replaying old wins. Living off the past. Trying to recreate who you were instead of building who you're becoming. Leave the carcass. Your next victory demands a new version of you. A hungrier version. A sharper, bolder, more relentless version. Don't sit at the table of your old life. When there's a banquet waiting at the edge of your future. When the eaglets get too comfortable. The mother removes the feathers. She makes the nest painful. Because she knows comfort kills greatness. If it doesn't challenge you, it will never change you. You must be willing to be uncomfortable long enough to become undeniable. Stop asking, why is life so hard? Start asking, what is this pain trying to make of me? Discomfort is the tuition for strength. And growth doesn't give out scholarships. There comes a point in every eagle's life where it can no longer fly. The feathers are heavy. The beak is dull. The claws are broken. So what does it do? It climbs into the mountains and breaks itself to be reborn. It tears its beak against the rock. It pulls out its claws. It plucks its feathers. Bloody. Brutal. Lonely. And then it waits. And heals. And rises again. Higher than ever before. Sometimes, the only way to go forward is to let go of everything that once helped you survive. Old habits. Old excuses. Old versions of yourself. Because if you don't shed, you die slowly. You weren't born to stay grounded. You weren't born to settle. You weren't born to be liked by everyone. You were born to soar. But you will never rise if you keep thinking like a crow. fearing like a pigeon, or speaking like a parrot. You must think like an eagle, act like an eagle, and suffer like an eagle if you want to rule the sky. So the question is simple. Will you stay in the nest of excuses, or fly into the pain that leads to power? Because the sky doesn't wait.